Eventually, Jack Buck and Harry Carey would become one of the most legendary broadcast teams in baseball history. But there were some bumpy times in the early days. Harry was upset the Cardinals had not hired Chick Hearn, who turned down the job. Chick later became the famous basketball play-by-play man for the Los Angeles Lakers. And Jack was upset because the Cardinals wanted him to try to broadcast like Harry Carey, and that was something Jack knew that he simply could not do. Incidentally, the third member of that 1954 Cardinals radio team was Milo Hamilton, another future Hall of Famer. Announcers feel blessed, or at least they should, when they get to cover a great player or a great team. The first outstanding player Jack Buck saw on a daily basis was Stan the Man Musial. In 1954, in a May Sunday doubleheader against the Giants, Musial belted 5 home runs. In career extra base hits, Musial would be eclipsed in time by only Henry Aaron. In Stan the Man's final 1963 season, Jack Buck was on the call when Stan moved ahead of Babe Ruth for the most extra base hits ever by a big league hitter at that time.
Miller is 6'1", weighs 180. Last year, he won 1 and lost 12. There's a drive by Musial. It's going to be a home run. Well, the man really got around on one that time. He really corked that ball. When it jumped out over the infield, you knew precisely where that ball was going, either on the roof in right center or into the seats. Stan Musial, a new record for extra base hits by Musial. He broke the record, which was previously held by Babe Ruth. It's his second home run of the year, and it sets a new all-time Major League record.
Jack's second season in St. Louis, 1955, was a frustrating one as he was relegated in status. Harry Carey convinced Cardinal management and the team's owners, the Anheuser-Busch Company, that he needed a new broadcast partner, namely Joe Garagiola, who would become yet another Hall of Fame announcer. Garagiola was a St. Louis native and a former big league catcher and a great storyteller. He became Harry's full-time partner, and when the Cardinals went on the road, Jack Buck was left at home in the studio to do the commercials and scoring updates of other games. For the next several years then, Jack would develop some other skills. He began making public appearances around St. Louis and speaking at banquets. He became an excellent master of ceremonies. He always had a gift for being able to make people laugh. Let's listen to part of this acceptance speech in the year 2000 for a Television Lifetime Achievement Emmy Award.
I can honestly say that I think that I'm the only person in the world who's in the baseball, football, and radio Hall of Fame who has a sciatic nerve problem, cataracts, an ulcer, vertigo, diabetes, a pacemaker, a Purple Heart, Parkinson's, 8 kids, and an Emmy. I don't mind the Parkinson's except when I go to an auction. I've got a basement full of junk. I'm still doing it for the Cardinals. I look at it this way. I've given the Cardinals some of the best years of my life. Now I'm going to give them some of the worst. One thing was not covered in that film with regard to my military service, and I've never missed an opportunity in a spot like this to mention a French lady who, during World War II, at great risk to herself, kept me hidden in her basement for 3 weeks. And that was in Cleveland, Ohio.
Jack Buck also became an accomplished all-around sports broadcaster, doing play-by-play of basketball, soccer, bowling, and wrestling. When the National Hockey League expanded into St. Louis in 1967, Jack was on the air for the St. Louis Blues' first goal.
Plager gets the puck. He clears out to Freddie Huckle on defense. Here going in is Larry Keenan. Shoots! Scores! Larry Keenan. He beats the goalie. He went in and scored the first score of the year for the St. Louis Blues. Larry Keenan, with some beautiful stick handling, evens the score with 16:38 remaining, and this is what the fans have been waiting to yell about.
But it was in football where Jack first became nationally known. In 1960, he was one of the first TV voices of the old American Football League. He worked hundreds of National Football League games, including the famous Ice Bowl in 1967 when the Green Bay Packers beat the Dallas Cowboys. He did college football, too. For a time, he was the voice of the Missouri Tigers. Here's a clip from circa 1970.
Farmer at quarterback with Mel Gray to the right and Henley split left. Calls the signals and rolls to the right. Stops and throws, and it's caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Missouri! Mel Gray caught the ball at the 4. Avoided a tackle by Ellis and went on in. Farmer throws the touchdown pass to Mel Gray, and Missouri leads 6-3.